Well, I mean, let's jump in then. Let's talk about the first 3 episodes of Season 5, which Kayla just watched for the first time. Going through the show. We definitely want this map up here, because we're all over this map today.
We're all over the map.
Let's start up north.
Literally and figuratively.
Let's start up north of Castle Black. Why not? Well, the first thing that happens is Mance Rayder is burned at the stake by Melisandre. Why?
I don't like her.
I mean, talk about that too. She has a presence though, doesn't she? Like when she's on screen, you're looking at her.
She makes me uneasy.
I do not blame you. She makes me uneasy too. She's an uneasy person. She burns people alive. This isn't like a normal thing to do.
They burned him because he refused to retake the north.
Mm-hmm. Stannis wanted him to join him, one of the wildlings to join him, and he's like, nah, bro. And so as punishment, he was burned alive. Should he have? Why didn't he want to join up?
I think he didn't want to betray his people or betray his beliefs. I don't know.
No, I think it's about right. I mean, the whole thing with the wildlings is you get to choose what you do. They're literally wild. That's where they get their name.
He can't be tamed.
He can't be tamed. It's like a wild stallion. And he's not going to follow a guy if he doesn't want to. It doesn't matter if he's going to be burned or not. He's going to take this stand. And it's going to be interesting going forward that the wildlings are still out there. Mm-hmm. They're dispersed, but they're still out there. And Jon kind of cares about them because he's, was lovers with one. And he knows them. He knows they're good people. But they don't pay attention to organization the way people south of the Wall do. Like, they don't follow kings just because they're kings. So it's going to be an issue as to how to wrangle.
They're independent.
They're very independent, like Ygritte was. And kind of like Jon is a little bit. In fact, that was the point that Alliser Thorne made, that's Jon's nemesis, during the election. That little bit where Jon was elected King of the North. He's like, do you want to have a person in charge of us who loves the wildlings?
Right.
How did that go?
The vote?
The whole thing, the vote.
Well, going back to Mance.
Yes, Mance Rayder.
I like that. I mean, I don't think I liked it, but I thought it was nice that he shot him so he didn't have to.
That's nice.
Burn and be in pain, I guess.
Yeah, that was.
Put him out of his misery quicker than
good move on his part.
Expected, yes.
But again, it's something else that he does that's kind of define people. Like you weren't supposed to do that. Stannis wanted him to suffer, and he's not. He wasn't Lord Commander yet. Mm-hmm. So Jon is kind of making it known that he's a rogue agent, that he will step up and do things.
Yes, but now he is Lord Commander.
He is Lord Commander.
And he's already taking a stand.
Well, let's talk about that really quick. So do you think Alison has a point at all? Should a guy who's sympathetic to the wildlings be Lord Commander? Because Night's Watch's been fighting those wildlings for a long, long time.
I think so, because he's still on their side. He came back.
He did, you're right. He stayed true, he came back. It's not like he went over to them. But it's a theme that'll go throughout the season. Like, they're going to wonder.
Do they trust him? Okay.
Yeah, is Jon Snow really with us, or is he with the wildlings? But folk voted for him, so clearly enough like him to put him into office. Take a little drink break here.
Questions, comments, Carm?
Yes, where'd you get the Game of Thrones wine?
Okay.
Okay.
Where'd this come from? I bought this online at the website for Seven Kingdoms Wines. You can go there. They sell 3 different kinds. I believe this is the Lannister Red Blend. They also have a Targaryen wine and a Stark wine. The Stark wine is a white, I think. This is a red blend.
Oh, good choice with the red blend.
I mean, it was the cheapest. That's why I'm getting it here. Although it's quite good.
It is good.
And I think it's a really great discussion aid.
Agreed.
More questions. Why does the Night's Watch let Melisandre do this religious ceremony at Castle Black? The Night's Watch lets everyone celebrate their own religions.
Yeah, it's a good point. Why does the Night's Watch let Melisandre do this creepy bring at the stake thing?
Because she's scary?
She is very scary. Like, you don't want to say no to that lady. But remember, also, Stannis saved them.
Right, so
like,
he's kind of
with his
taking
army.
over a little, right?
A little bit. Well, let's talk about that. Is he taking over? Because
he's just there, I think.
He's there, but he also has a lot more men than they do.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't just save them. He came in, like, they had, like, a few hundred folk. He came with all his soldiers. He saved them, and now he's like it's like an armed occupation of the place.
True.
So
it's kind of like, you're not going to say no to them.
No, you're not going to. If they want to do it, like, you can say no, but Stannis will probably hurt you. I like how Stannis kind of mixes things up here. That, the first time he wants Jon Snow to talk to Mance Rayder, that fails. And then he offers Jon Snow to make him Jon Stark, the king in the north.
Yes.
And Jon didn't take it.
I'm
Why
proud of
not?
Jon.
First sticking to his guns?
Sticking to his guns, yes. Not abandoning the Night's Watch. They go through that speech that they say or whatever, like, I'm this, this, and this.
Right.
So he's sticking to his guns.
He is. He's not letting Stannis move him, which is good. And then, how is Jon doing as Lord Commander? His first big kind of decision as Lord Commander is to what?
I thought he was going to chicken out. He had to behead someone.
Janos Slynt. That's the guy who was hiding in during the big battle. He was the one who was hiding with Gilly and the kid during the fight.
So he's kind of a coward anyway.
He's definitely a coward.
He didn't want to go do the task that Jon asked him to do.
Jon asked him to go. So we're at Castle Black here. There's a bunch of other castles on the wall. He wants him to go garrison one of the other ones, and he's like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Pass.
Hard pass, Jon Snow. And Jon Snow takes action.
Yeah, he was like, go outside, so-and-so get my sword, let's do this. And then he begged for mercy, and Jon still beheaded him.
Is that the right call?
Yeah, because if he didn't do it, then everyone would think they could get away with things.
Exactly. So you got to be strong when you're a Lord Commander. I think it was the right call, too.
Yes.
But, so Jon's in a new position here. He's going to have to make decisions like that. And it's tricky, man.
Is this the season he dies and comes back to life?
Keeping folk in line? I can't. The season he what? And what's back to what? I don't know what you're talking about.
I know something happens. I just don't know which season it happens in.
I'm pleading the 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th. I can't tell you a thing. He doesn't die and come back to life. He lives a long, healthy life. He's married with children now. We have a question?
Do you think that Bran and Jon are going to have a scene where they discuss the White Walkers?
Will Bran and Jon discuss the White Walkers? I hope so. I think that would be a really fun development. Bran is heading... By the way, Bran's not in these episodes at all.
We didn't see Bran at all.
He's not in this season at all. He sits it out. He sits it out. He comes back, but he just...
Literally.
Well, yeah. How else would he come back?
He sits it out.
Oh, I got it. That's a good one. Cheers.
That wasn't a very good joke. Sorry.
I thought it was pretty good. I think it'd be a really good development. That Bran comes south of the wall, finds his brother, and they talk about... Because Bran knows more about the White Walkers maybe than anybody. So he has information people need to know. The White Walkers, I'll just kind of sitting these ones out. Not a whole lot of them present. Final thing at Castle Black. Sam, Gilly, and Stannis' wife and daughter, who will become a little bigger from here on. Impressions, thoughts? Stannis' daughter is teaching Gilly how to read.
Yeah, I like that. That's sweet. She
they're
has
cute
better,
together.
Facial
scarring.
Yes.
It's called grayscale, what she has.
Interesting.
It's like Westerosi leprosy, I guess, a little bit.
I did like the part where I think Gilly was asking him if he should be training. He's like, well, I've killed a White Walker, so no.
Nah, I'm good.
Samwell.
I schooled all them all.
He's funny.
He is, and they're still doing okay.
Yes.
The thing with this season is it's nicely parallel, I think, because we got Jon, who's a leader up here.
Yes.
And we got Cersei, who's a leader down here, and we have Daenerys, who's trying her best to lead things in Meereen.
It's a mess.
How's that going for Daenerys?
It's not going well.
It really isn't in these couple episodes.
She can't tame her dragons. She can't tame her people.
No, yeah, it's just...
She's kind of losing control, I feel like. She can't... She needs to do the right thing. I just don't think she is doing the right thing.
What should she do differently? Because she does a couple of things here. There are these kind of Sons of the Harpy. That's my little doll over there. These, over there on my desk, not
your
here.
desk. Okay.
The Mardi Gras mask-wearing mothers who are walking around killing her folk in the streets.
Yes.
And they're like guerrilla fighters, so it's hard to fight.
Right.
And then she has a slave helper, or a former slave who's now advising her, who kills one of them.
Yes, and then she killed the slave.
Because he committed murder.
But he was protecting her.
He was. How should she have handled that situation? Maybe kept the execution not public, or given him a trial, or something?
Yeah, something like that, or just kept him imprisoned.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that wasn't a good idea.
I don't think she should have executed him in front of all of his people.
I mean, I think the point she was trying to make is that, if you break the law, you're punished. Well, I mean, he committed murder. He should be punished.
Yeah.
Just, it's bad optics. So how does she work her way out of this? Because she has advisors.
Because it just kind of ended, right? Like, her people started hissing at her. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little riot going on, but she gets away, and she almost touches Drogon, who's still around.
Big dragon comes back.
He's around, but he's not, like, doing what she says.
The other ones are completely out of hand
They're ticked. They are not happy with this situation.
They're a lot bigger and a lot meaner.
What would you do if you were Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Change, King of the Andals and the First Men and all the rest of it? How would you handle this?
I don't think there is a way to, like, tame dragons.
Or just in general. How do you pacify these people?
Oh, okay. You be on your best behavior and you suck up.
Right.
You give them things.
Oh, like
show them that you still
like
care.
tax breaks, maybe?
Yes, like tax breaks.
That would make people happy. Or maybe like a parade.
Like free ice cream for everybody.
That would be a great idea. In Marine, it's hot there.
Free wine.
Yes, that's cheers to that.
A party in the village.
Cheers. Let's go pour myself a little more wine.
Fill me up.
All right. What do they? I want to mention.
So, in all honesty, yeah, she's got to do something because she's losing control. I feel like.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention really quickly about her advisor, Barristan Selmy, who that older guy.
I miss
Jorah.
Yeah, who we see.
He pops back up,
yeah.
but he told her a story about her father, the Mad King. Well, I don't want you to forget that their father was a crazy, terrible, awful person who killed people. And she's really trying to avoid that path. Just keep that in your mind.
Okay.
That it is a theme.
Not killing people.
Not killing folk is a good idea.
Okay.
And trying to adhere to what's just, not what she feels like doing in the moment. Because her father was kind of like that. That's why she's over here in the first place. Her father was such a bad king, she got chased off the continent.
Noted.
Anyway, the other big leader we check in with is Cersei, who has stepped into the power vacuum now that Tywin is dead. How is she doing?
She's still a mess, per usual. Trying to, like, keep everything in control, but...
Back to King's Landing.
I don't know that she can.
First things first, we had our very first flashback ever in the show at the top of the episode.
Yeah.
Which was Cersei and her buddy, when they were kids, going to visit a witch, one of those good old-fashioned Tim Burton fairy tale witches, who kind of foretold her future. It wasn't a very nice future.
I didn't get what she meant about her kids. She said they will wear gold on their head, but what?
I think and what was it again? It's like their gold will be their crowns and gold their shrouds. Shrouds is what you wear when you die over a thing.
She said she'd marry the king.
Yeah, which was Robert.
Yes. She'd have 3 kids.
And he'd have 20.
Correct. You're right.
Because he, slept around. So she was right about some things, and now at least one of her kids has died, so that's percolating in her head more now, that little event.
Okay.
But now there's a new king, her other son, Tommen, the kind of weak-willed one, the friendly one, who's nice. And he finally got married to Marjorie, so that happened.
He looks like a 12-year-old, so that's so weird.
He does look weird. He's even younger in the books, too, which is a little weird. Although he's so young they don't actually do anything sexual in the books. He's like 16 here, which is young, but not...
How old is Marjorie supposed to be?
Like in her 20s.
Okay.
It's a little Mrs. Robinson, but not that much. I mean, worse things have happened on this show, is all I'm saying.
Isn't that the truth?
What is Marjorie's plan here?
She wants to go back home?
I don't think she wants to go back home. She wants to be in King's Landing. She wants to be the queen.
Where'd she say she wanted to... I thought she said she wanted to go somewhere.
I think she wants Cersei to go somewhere.
Oh, to go get her daughter?
I think, so they're in King's Landing. Cersei, the Lannisters live here in Casterly Rock.
She did say she wanted to have kids.
Oh, of course. She wants to be the queen.
Cersei
she wants to be powerful.
That. Yes.
And right after the wedding night, her and Tommen's wedding night, she starts talking to Tommen immediately, saying, like, wouldn't your mother be happier at home?
Okay, that's what it was. I misunderstood.
Don't you think she'd be happier if she was back? I think she would. She's so great. I love her so much. Why don't you talk to her? So playing that whole game.
Okay.
Is it working?
Yeah. He's super dumb and impressionable.
he's not terribly bright. I mean, he's really nice. He's a young, nice kid.
He's a sweet young boy who's very naive.
Remember, his parents...
doesn't know he's going to get played.
His parents are siblings, so maybe that's part of the reason why he's kind of stupid. He doesn't know that either.
Point.
He doesn't know anything.
He doesn't know that? The kids don't know?
I don't think any of them knew. Joffrey might have known. I don't think Tommen, I don't think we suspect that. No. I think if he's told his father is Robert, he's like, yeah, okay, why would anybody lie to me? That wouldn't be nice. He's not a deep thinker.
Okay.
He's friendly, though.
He is.
I like that scene where Cersei and Marjorie kind of face off, and it's all just passive aggressiveness back and forth.
Fake.
The best bit is, I wish we had some wines a bit early in the day for us. It's like calling out the Queen's day drinking right in front of her.
Cheers to day drinking.
Cheers to day drinking, man. I wish it were 10 a.m. so we could really live up to Cersei's example. The other big... What's that?
Are you drunk?
I'm a little tipsy. I'm drinking enough to really appreciate Game of Thrones. And if
I've never seen anyone drink wine like Dan, by the way. You can put it back.
I will say this. Whenever we do this, it makes me realize, like, oh, God, I should cut back. Because I'm always drinking more than you, and it's just embarrassing.
It's okay.
In any case, the other big thing, especially with these episodes, is these weird religious types who are called the Sparrows. The guy she talked with at Tywin's wake, did you recognize him?
No.
That was Lancel Lannister. He's her cousin. Remember that?
Oh, yes, in the robe.
Yeah.
They used to hook up?
Oh, yeah, they used to hook up.
Right.
Back when Jaime was gone in the first and second season.
Yes.
And now he got wounded.
He's like a monk.
He was wounded at that big battle, the Blackwater, right? When Tyrion blew up the ships with the fire.
Oh, yes.
And apparently during his convalescence, he found God. Oh. And now he's all creepy. Yeah, exactly. You have something to hold on to. Because Cersei wasn't going to help him. Good Lord, no. And now he's kind of creepy. He's part of a creepy new order, a religious order, called the Sparrows. What's their deal?
They're just like super holy.
They are super holy. Anything insidious about them? I mean, the big point, their big moment here is when they take the High Septon, who is basically the Pope, who's visiting a brothel, and march him naked through the streets.
And beat him.
So
Senator.
They're not just holy, they're serious about this.
They put people on blast.
They put people on blast, exactly. They're really serious about it. The throne during this. So what's your read on them and their leader?
Julie.
Oh, hey, Julie.
Thanks for shouting out Carm to wake up. That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Don't stop, Dan. Go for it. Wake up, Mark. God love you, Julie.
Mark. Julie, we love you, Julie. This one's for you.
Almost broke my glass.
I'm not kidding. It throws into relief, maybe, that I put it back too easily. That's a thing for me and my therapist and my priest. Anywho, what's your read on them and their leader, this High Sparrow, who Cersei goes to visit after the High Septon complains, like, they march naked through the streets, dude. Do something about it.
Well, she said that, he doesn't look like anybody important. He's feeding the poor. Right. He's giving his shoes away.
No shoes.
And it kind of seems like she's going to do something evil, and then she doesn't. She says they actually put the other guy in prison or dungeon or something.
Remember, a little side note, the other guy was appointed by Tyrion back when he was Hand of the King. I think Cersei is thinking, like, I don't want anybody appointed by Tyrion on my staff.
Oh, okay.
So she's thinking maybe this other guy is a better choice?
Okay.
Or have some she could
Doing
work with?
things her way.
Do you agree with that? Does he seem trustworthy?
The old man?
Yeah. His name was the High Sparrow. He doesn't really have a name.
I think so. He seems kind.
He is trying to do stuff for the poor.
Serving others.
Right. Giving away his shoes.
Yeah.
Fighting to the poor. We'll see where that goes. But it'll be a religious awakening.
Oh.
I think
Is she gonna see the light?
It's possible.
That means no.
No. Cersei, see the light of God? Come on, man.
Yeah. She's too evil.
I'll say a lot of these religious folk, they don't really. I wish they pointed this out more. That a lot of them are turning to religion because of the war. They're kind of like been turned out of their houses, their crops were burned or whatever. So they're like, I'm homeless and penniless. Let's find God and march to King's Landing.
Okay.
So that's just
Jesus moments everywhere.
Keep that in the back of your mind while you're watching the story develop.
Okay.
Moving on from King's Landing to across the Narrow Sea to the town of Pentos, which is where Tyrion gets sent after he kills his father and lover.
I think him and Varys are funny together.
They are, right? These were good scenes, I thought.
They were.
Kind of fun.
Travels over in a box. And then they're in a buggy together going...
A wheelhouse, things technically called.
Which looked super cozy and fun.
It did. Yeah, I thought it
Reminded me
looked
of
nice.
Robin Hood.
I mean, just think about it, though. If you're doing that for, literally weeks on end, because they travel from Pentos all the way down to Volantis, and they're trying to get here to where Daenerys is. It's a long trip. The entire time inside one little car.
He goes, I need to look at someone with hair.
I don't care how nice it is. You're going to get a little stir crazy after a while. What's Tyrion's state of mind right now?
He's going nutty. He can't stand to be in a box. He wants to be outside among the people. He can't stand looking at Varys. He's got to get out. He's
also,
complaining the entire time.
He's what? He is drinking a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's drunk.
To
Cheers.
Tyrion.
Look in the eyes. Cheers.
To Tyrion and his drinking. Hashtag Lannister family drinking problem. They all need AA.
But yeah, so they finally go out among the commoners.
Well, let's really quickly. What is he going to try? What is the plan for Tyrion now? Why are they taking this journey?
Oh, because he wants him to be the king, the leader of the 7 somethings kingdoms, sons.
I don't think you watch very closely.
I did.
Okay, well.
Well, he goes. He wants him to be a leader, right?
He'll be a leader, but he wants him to advise someone specific.
Daenerys.
Yes. There's a whole bit like the 7 kingdoms need a leader who's stronger than Tom and gentler than Stannis, who can inspire millions with the right family name. He's like, good luck finding him. Who said anything about him? And then the whole idea is that Varys is a supporter of the Targaryens. He wants Daenerys back in Westeros.
So does he want Tyrion to marry Daenerys?
I think he wants him to advise Daenerys,
okay.
Not marry. Because Tyrion's smart. He knows Tyrion's smart. Tyrion managed King's Landing
Tyrion's
really
my
well for the 8 seconds he got to do it. And now that he's persona non grata in Westeros, because he, killed the basic leader of Westeros, he's like, I can still make use of you. You should go and meet this Daenerys lady.
I feel like they'd be a good team.
Yeah, I feel like they would too. I mean, they're both smart, they're both intelligent, they both have their qualities. So that's the whole reason for their journey, is to go to where Daenerys is and join up with her. But
I like that. But, interesting turn of events.
There's a little quirk along the way in Volantis.
They go out among the people at
That's good.
bar / brothel.
Right.
He's talking to one of the ladies and goes to take a pee.
Right. He has to take a pee off the edge.
He thinks Varys is behind him, but it's actually...
Drinking like a Lannister, says Lauren Groth. I agree. It's the only way to drink.
Call us Tyrion, Cersei.
Call us Tyrion and Cersei.
What if we finish this bottle during this Facebook Live?
I always assume we would. Here we go.
What's his name? Comes and ties him up. Jorah, yes. Oops, that was a lot.
And he says, I'm taking you to the queen. Now the thing is...
Does that mean Daenerys?
What do you think? Because Cersei's offering a big reward. We are going to finish this bottle.
Whoopsie.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Sorry, Dan, I'll pay you back.
What? For what? I want to drink this all. By the way, I just want to mention that I've had a banana and a cookie today. And you know what they say about drinking on an empty stomach? It's a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell me that. I wasn't here when you normally eat lunch.
I had some pretzels too.
Okay, well, goody.
After this, I'm going to operate heavy machinery. Anyway, you were saying.
Do you want to go to the Cubs game?
I can't tonight.
Okay. The queen. Does that mean Daenerys or Marjorie? Cersei. Is she queen right now?
Well, she sure as hell thinks she is.
But technically, no.
Technically, Marjorie is the queen.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I was confused.
But remember, Cersei is the one, and she's putting out a reward. She's saying, bring me Tyrion's head, and I will give you a lordship, I'll give you money.
So that doesn't sound good. It sounds like he's going to take him to Cersei.
I did enjoy that one scene where folk, like, drop a dwarf's head off, and he's like,
she's like, nope,
that's not him.
Next.
You got the wrong one. But good try. Don't want to discourage you. That's the question. Is he taking her to Daenerys or taking her to Cersei?
I hope it's Daenerys. I hope, because he loved... Oh, and there was a girl dressed like Daenerys.
Right? Cosplay.
That was weird. Does he loves her.
He does. I mean, that's up to your opinion, but yeah, he seems like he loves her. He's done a lot for her. So that's where we are now. We don't know.
For Tyrion's sake, I hope he takes him to Daenerys.
I think Daenerys is less likely to execute him than Cersei is.
And I want them to be reunited because I feel like he was good for her.
Right. We'll find that out soon enough.
Okay.
Moving on over to Arya. A weird little journey she's taking.
I feel like she joined a cult.
Expound on that. I don't disagree, just expound.
Well, so she gets
she goes to
Braavos.
Yes, Braavos. Bam.
And goes to the white and black door.
The House of Black and White.
Where a old man answers.
Mm-hmm.
So then she kind of... What was that?
I'm just encouraging you with my facial expressions.
And then so she talks to him a little bit, shows him the coin, like says Valar Morghulis.
Which she got from Jack and Hagar back in season 2.
Yes.
All the way back there.
That was in season 2?
Season 2, man.
Time is flying.
Right. Time flies when you're having fun and watching death and drinking wine.
So then she goes about the village and almost gets into a fight, and the guy's back there.
Right.
Behind her. Then it turns into Jack and Hagar.
It does, because remember, he can change faces. That's their whole thing. Faceless man. They're not called that for nothing.
Okay. So then they kind of take her into this...
The House of Black and White, right?
Which
this
is
kind of
really
weird, windowless, dark cult place.
It's very dungeony.
Very dungeony.
And this other girl with short hair comes in and starts like calling her names and hitting her, and she gets ready to fight her. And then he basically says that everything she has isn't hers.
I mean, I think he's saying that it is hers and that that's the problem.
But it's all been given to her.
I mean, she has clothes, she has her sword, she has money she stole from off the Hound's body. The problem is that their whole thing is that they want to be what? No one.
So no material possessions.
They're monk-like that way.
Yeah.
And Arya is not no one. Arya has a very strong sense of identity. She's Arya Stark. She has this list she likes to recite a lot before she goes to bed. She has a sword. She has clothes. And they're like, no, if you're going to be a faceless man, you have to cast that all off.
This place is weird. I don't like it.
It's a weird place. But she tries to do it. She puts her...
Is it also a morgue?
Well, we're not really sure yet. They definitely do something. People come there to die. People come there to...
Is it a nursing home?
It is a suicide factory.
What?
Basically, I mean, that guy came there saying, give me the gift or whatever creepy thing he said. He drank the potion, he drank the water from the well in the middle of the room, and he died. And they're assassins. Remember, that's what Jack and Hagar was back in season 2. He was a professional killer.
Oh, you're right.
And that's what Arya wants to be. Because she has this list of folks she wants to kill, right?
So they're in training.
She wants to be trained to be the best killer possible. She has a list. She's checking it twice.
What is going on outside?
What is going on outside? Oh, it's a jackhammer of some kind.
Construction.
Oh, we have a question.
We have some questions. Lauren Goff is wondering, do you think the Sons of the Harpy were a group for Dany Kingdom Marine, or are they specifically for Dany's reign?
It's a good point. Lauren Groth asked, are the Sons of the Harpy a group that was there before Dany came to Marine, or a group that kind of cropped up after Dany took office? I think they probably were always some, malcontents, but I think that that Daenerys, incentivized them to come together and to fight her rule. It's, when, it's like, I'm gonna get political here for a second. President Trump becomes president, right?
Oh, no.
And now, really quick, don't worry, it's been harmless. And now folks on the left are really energized, and they have an energy they haven't had before. Same thing happened when Obama became president. Conservatives came together. Like, you know, if there's a controversial leader, they inspire folk on the other side to come together in a way that they might not have thought necessary to do before.
Great analogy, Dan.
I thought so, and I thought I avoided any like really big pitfalls. That's what I think they're like. Sons of the Harpy folk who are coming together because they have this weird, foreign, freakishly blonde queen who's telling them what to do with dragons, and they don't like it.
By the way, I told my hair guy this week that I wanted to be summer blonde, and I think he made me Daenerys.
You do look a little paler than usual in the hair department.
Oh, okay.
No, in the hair, which
Yes.
is what you were going for.
Yes, I'm
what
very,
he was going for anyway.
very blonder than I thought I was going to be.
Question, Donnie Faye is wondering, are you going to GameCon in Nashville in July?
GameCon. Oh, Donnie Page, am I going to the con in Nashville in July? We're trying. We're trying really hard. I might be going. We're trying to work it out. I don't want to say anything too definitive, because I would love to go. We're trying to get it together, and I'd love to go. That's where I'll
Hopefully
leave it
Dan
now.
will be there.
Yes.
Richard
It's,
wants to know if you do go, will you cosplay?
Well, which ones to go? If I go to Con of Thrones, will I cosplay? I should, Richard. That'd be fun. I am not like a cosplay person.
What does that mean?
It means to dress up as a character.
Oh, you're totally doing that. We wanted to do that on this show.
And we did, but it's just like, I've never done it, and I don't know
Why, Dan? I feel
'Cause-
like that's your dream.
No, it's expensive, and it takes skill I don't have. Like, I need to find
Like you dress up like that every day, or just one day?
just like one day at like conventions. You
Just
go
go
to
to,
the
like, a
convention.
costume store and
It'd be
just put
fun.
something together.
No, like the thing is, if you go to a costume store and you buy like some cheap off-the-rack Jon Snow costume, that ain't no good.
No. You need to go to like a legit costume store, or like a place where they do wardrobe for a show or something.
I mean, if you have a hookup, send me. I'd
Nashville,
love to.
I feel like should have something. They film stuff there.
Cities have things. It's just I don't know where to go. So I'd
do
like
research.
to, Richard, but I'm not sure I can find the places. But if I can, I will. Sure.
Suggestion.
I'd totally be Daenerys.
You should be 1-1, is what John says. You should be Robin Aaron from Lauren. That sounds really
Robin Aaron?
Hot Pie.
Okay, Hot Pie 1-1 or Robin Aaron. I feel like
If
those
you
are
could
very,
be anybody from the show, who would you dress up as?
Daenerys Targaryen.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Go whole hog. Get a whole blonde wig, get a blue dress. I'd be sickening. I'd be ridiculous.
This show is going off the rails.
We're out of wine. Just. Anyway, what the hell are we talking
Let's
about?
bring it back. Let's bring it back. Let's
I
focus.
think we got it. So Arya, I
Yes,
do like the scene where
She
she
drops all of her possessions in the water
but she-
except the sword.
She can't get the sword because Jon Snow gave her the sword.
And I really appreciate that she hid it in the rocks. Because
Right,
I
me
did not
too.
want her to throw that away. It
Right,
means
yeah,
too
me
much.
too. Yeah, exactly. And
I keep a lot
I'm
of
glad
sentimental
that
things myself.
good, and I'm glad that got through to you because Jon Snow gave her that sword.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's Winterfell for her. That's her home.
That's home. That's family.
So we'll see if she can manage to shed her identity going forward.
Okay.
The other Stark sister, Sansa, also has a journey in these episodes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
And it's not a really good one.
well, not so far. I mean, nothing terrible happens to her, but so Littlefinger is basically. So the idea is Littlefinger has made an arranged marriage for her.
To
So we were in
the devil.
into the devil. She was in the Eyrie at the start, the Vale.
Mm-hmm.
She travels up to Winterfell to marry Ramsay Bolton, who is not a cool guy.
No.
It's a lame guy.
And she's mad because that's who killed her brother.
I mean, her father killed her brother. His father killed her brother. Ramsay Bolton's father, Roose Bolton, killed Robb.
Guilty by
at the
association.
Red Wedding. Also, I mean, he tortured Theon into oblivion, and he's a terrible person. We all know that.
Terrible person.
Okay. First question is, why does Littlefinger and Roose Bolton want this arranged marriage between Sansa and Ramsay Bolton?
So they can own the North?
I mean, more or less, yeah.
Rule it?
Yeah, more or less,
Because
because,
she's still a Stark.
yeah. And the Boltons are seen by the Northerners as interlopers. Because, I mean, they literally stabbed the last ruler of the North and took his place.
Right.
And the Northerners are like, we're not going to follow you. That was a jerk move. So they think that by marrying a real Stark, it'll legitimize them a little bit.
Okay.
Why does Littlefinger want it?
For power? For money?
For
for power.
I mean, it's always for power with him.
He's always associated with some kind of power.
The thing he tells Roose Bolton is, you know...
Which, by the way, until today, I thought it was Bruce Bolton.
Bruce Bolton.
Until
Bruce
I saw the
Willis,
email
Bruce
that says
Bolton.
Roose Bolton.
Well, I'm glad you told that to everybody so they all know. But, it's Roose. And,
BB would have been cooler, but whatever.
BB. Littlefinger wants it because, I mean, at least as he says, the Lannisters are falling out of power. She had this crazy blonde idiot in charge. Now her name is Cersei. They're not going to last much longer. Tommen's a young moron, too. Let's join forces.
Rule everything.
Yeah, I run the Vale. You run the North. Let's join forces and maybe take over the whole thing. And he's always thinking of how he can climb up. So he thinks maybe this alliance will help him climb even further. Maybe take the Iron Throne. Who knows?
Always one step ahead.
And then finally, there's Sansa's position in this place. How is she processing it? Because she...
At first, she's really angry.
Yeah, I mean,
and then she kind of seems
be.
like okay with it.
I mean, it's after Littlefinger gives her that speech about you've been a bystander your whole life to tragedy.
It's time to take a stand.
Take charge. Mm-hmm. These are the guys who killed your family. Go in there and work from the inside.
Okay. Does he still like her?
What do you think?
Yes.
It's really it's up to interpretation. I mean, to this day, their relationship is you never know quite where
They've
they
never
stand.
hooked up, which I'm kind of surprised, but
Oh, that'd be so disgusting.
it's a weird dynamic.
It is. They're like their father-daughter, their mentor-mentee, and he clearly is a little bit into her.
Yeah. Kisses her a lot.
Oh, that one time was enough. But he's also marrying off to this Ramsay Bolton.
So he's just playing the game of chess.
He is. And
he's playing the Game of Thrones.
Yes! He's playing the Game of Thrones. But the question is she a pawn or is she some other cooler piece? A queen or a knight or a rook?
I think she's going to turn into a queen.
Right now, she's being moved around a little bit.
I feel like she's gonna come into power at some point.
Right, hopefully, because she's been. He wasn't wrong, Littlefinger. She's been kind of a bystander for a long time for what's happening around her. Anyway, you got any questions or funny things?
No, they wanted to shade away, and I got it away. So, mission accomplished.
Shout out to Shay in the back of our screen.
Gotcha. Anyways, that's happening. And Theon's there too.
Yes. Poor Theon.
I'm not sure if they'll reconnect because they grew up together, remember?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
But he doesn't think he's Theon, right? So is he going to associate his
he
old
knows
past?
he's Theon. He's just post-traumatic stress to the point where he doesn't want to think it.
Okay.
Maybe she can bring it out of him.
Maybe she can.
We'll see. What are we missing here? Oh, okay. Dorne. A new area. Really quick. So, what did you get from any of these scenes? The scenes down south here.
Jaime is going to rescue their daughter.
Yeah, his daughter was Cersei, Marcella, who was sent to Dorne back in season 2.
And Oberyn's lover.
Yes.
Wants to send her back in pieces to...
Because she's mad about that whole head-crushing incident.
Right, which is why I stopped watching the show. Which is why I only got through one episode.
Right.
Which is understandable. But she's done nothing, but it's just collateral.
Yeah, it's collateral. And that's his brother is the guy in the wheelchair. That's Oberyn's brother is the one in the chair, who's the ruler of Dorne, and he doesn't want to do that.
Right.
And Jaime's going down there. He picked up Bronn with his idiot bride, took her away, and that's where they are. That's more or less it.
I hope they don't cut her to bits.
Marcella? Yeah, she seems like a nice lady. Oh, finally, we're almost done. What an eventful time. Let's drink to an eventful time.
Shout out to Daniel Silver.
Daniel Silva, you always ask for a shout out, Daniel, and we're going to try to give it to you more often.
Cheers to Daniel.
Cheers to Daniel Silva. Smooth. Anyway, the final piece is Brienne and Podrick.
I love them.
Who are shadowing Sansa now.
Yes, they're looking after her from
They're
afar.
looking after her. So they find Sansa,
She doesn't go with him.
Yeah, she rejects their offer.
Littlefinger, I think, had something to do with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Littlefinger just says, like, oh, so you were with Renly and he died, and you're saying that a shadow monster killed him.
Brienne and Podrick,
Okay.
Brienne and Podrick are not having the best of times.
They're not. But I do like that, so after Sansa rejects her...
She still wants to keep her promise to her
She almost seems to like, because she was kind of down in the dumps before that. And like, now she has a new mission.
Yes.
She's going to protect Sansa, even if she doesn't want to be protected.
Right.
Like, that's what she's going to do. She's a stand-up gal.
Yep. I love her.
Should Sansa have taken the offer?
Looking at it now, yes. So she could avoid having to marry Ramsay Bolton. But,
I mean, if he had, I'm not sure Littlefinger would have let that happen.
that's also true.
He had men around her.
And this way, it seems like she's going to have more power, so it could be a good thing.
Oh,
Not
like
going with him?
as...
Where
Oh,
were they going to
sure.
take her?
How do you mean, Sansa?
Yeah, to King's Landing?
Where are they right now?
They are, Marin? No. Westeros?
They're at Winterfell.
Winterfell.
That's the Stark family
To be fair, that font is
castle.
very small. I
Oh,
can't
you're not
read
going
it.
to read that, no. You should know anyway. They are at Winterfell.
Okay.
That's where that's where Sansa grew up.
To take back the North.
Yeah, that's where all the Starks grew up, and now the Boltons are occupying it because they're like the new Lords of the North now. That's what they want to think they are, and that's where Sansa's gone back to marry Ramsay and live in Winterfell again. Only it's very different because the Winterfell she knew wasn't occupied by psychopathic jackasses.
Okay.
So that's where we are.
That is where we are.
Really quick, really fast, I think it's important. Brienne brings up Renly Baratheon. Remember him? Robert Baratheon's younger gay brother who tried to be king. Stannis killed him by making a shadow monster with Melisandre.
Is that Marjorie's first?
Yes, Marjorie's first husband.
Yes. Yes.
Brienne was very devoted to him because he danced with her at a ball once.
Like, oh yeah, and then she's like, but he liked boys.
He did. I mean, yeah, she knows it.
Right.
But she's still very devoted to him. And she still remembers that Stannis is the one who killed him. Just keep that
So she's out
in
for
your head.
revenge.
She's out to protect Sansa, but if revenge comes along, she'll be like, okay.
Okay.
What
Jot it down right here, Dan.
What are you looking forward to, Kayla?
There's so much going on.
There's a lot going on. These are heavy setup episodes. That's why I had him do 3, because
How many am I watching next week?
2. I'm
Okay.
just doing 2.
I'm excited to see what happens with Sansa.
I agree.
I like Brienne and Podrick.
I think that's a good bit right now.
And what's going to happen to Tyrion?
Yeah.
Where's he going to go?
Jorah took him captive.
Where's
Where does he go
take
from
him?
now?
And what the crap is going on with Arya?
In her weird cult area. It's a bizarre
Is she an
time.
Undertaker?
Is she an assassin? Is she an undertaker?
Is she in a cult?
Is she a flamenco dancer? We'll find out on episodes to come.
Shout out to Rob Skinner.
Rob Skinner? Rob Skinner!
Skinner.
We're giving
So
you a shout out.
cheers
Toast
to
to
you.
Rob Skinner. I'm going to knock this back. Any other questions or comments before we leave for the day, Richard? I can't even hold a pen.
I've seen. Next time, bring some wine and maybe some lemon cakes.
Sansa loves lemon cakes.
Oh, do you know what's better than lemon dessert?
What's that?
Gooey butter.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a St. Louis thing, and
Could you bring
I
some
should bring gooey butter next
in
week.
a future episode?
I brought gooey butter for a Christmas party.
I don't recall it. I was
Clearly,
really
you
drunk
didn't
for that
try it.
too.
Thanks.
I want some gooey butter. So this is a lot of fun. I feel nice and loose. And we will see you guys next Wednesday. 2 new episodes. What are they? Sons of the Harpy and Kill the Boy. And also more Game of Thrones news, rumors, and etc. with Kayla Kinnear and Dan Selke. We have Twitter handles. I forget what they are.
We will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye.